Bottle episode. In episodic television, a bottle episode is produced cheaply and restricted in scope to use as few non-regular cast members, effects and sets as possible. Bottle episodes are usually shot on sets built for other episodes, frequently the main interior sets for a series, and consist of largely of dialogue and scenes for which no special preparations are needed.
Yes, I've worn this shirt and tie before. Class is in session. So, episode 6 of Class, or as I'd like to call it, the best episode of the series so far. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself. I'm not sure if I said it of the previous 2 episodes. But this is a real corker. What's not to love? I personally am a favourite of bottle episodes, where they just cram the cast into a single set area and they don't let them leave for what reason there might be. Like, one of my favourite episodes of Friends is when Phoebe's in the hospital getting artificially inseminated with her brother's children. Long story there. But the rest of the cast are stuck in the apartment and they're doing a pop quiz about each other's past, and it's just weird and it's fantastic, and it's probably my favourite episode of Friends ever, and I'm not quite sure how much Friends is registering on the demographic at the moment. Anyway, the kids in class get put into detention by Miss Quill, coincidentally of course, and the classroom they're in gets thrown out of time and space itself. So they're quite literally stuck with each other, and an alien meteor is influencing their thoughts one way or another, and we get to find out all these little wrenched up feelings that all these teenagers have. Because, as a grown man, I want to know what teenagers think. That's basically my raison d'etre. Raison d'etre is French for pompous remark made in another language, trying to make myself sound very smart. There's literally no action in this episode, but the last time I said this in this series, it was episode 3, which I wound up loving the most out of all of them so far. But this, I don't know if this series has a consistent quality to it, or if each episode might just be somewhat better than the last, building upon an elevating climax. That might be a slight lie. I didn't think episodes 4 and 5 were the best episodes in the series. But episode 6, seriously, if I so far had to show you one episode of the series in order to convince you why you should watch it, it might just be this, or episode 3. Yeah, okay, I don't sound very convincing at all at the moment. Basically, what this episode is that the tension inside the group gets built up so high, and there's no other ventilation aside from talking about it, which is a healthy thing. More people should talk about their fucking issues. You have issues, I have issues. What's stopping people from just sitting around and having a good shout at each other every now and then? Because aside from the fact that I have no friends. Yeah. But like I said, this episode has no action. It's set in a single classroom. They don't achieve anything aside from confirmation, but you get proper building. So the series is trying to sell me more on Ram and April, and it's just making me like Ram more than it's making me like April. And I get that she has issues, but this episode is not really helping her. It doesn't help that she was already not in my top 6 favourite characters in this show. Miss Quill was not in this episode. Now, okay, Miss Quill not being in the episode, like I said, favourite character. It doesn't hurt this episode. But I'm really warming up to Matthias. Like I said at first, he was just there to be the stereotypical boyfriend so that the alien learns about humanity. But he's actually developed into I like him more than Charlie now, despite the fact that I've got the feeling that Charlie and April are meant to be our main point of view characters, despite the fact that Charlie's an alien. Charlie as well, we get to know that he's claustrophobic, and the idea of being locked up in a single classroom already is too much for him. But we get a lot of his history here. Not like off the cuff exposition. It's like relevant, and I'm saying like quite a bit. I do apologise for that. It's not even off the cuff exposition. It's quite literally leading into the current position that the character's in. What he's dealing with, or why he's not as human as the rest of us. And apparently, even though his ding-dong is there... I'm sorry, I just had to get out of my system. He's a fully fleshed human being, if you know what I mean. Essentially, it boils down to the alien meteor makes everybody tell the truth, and that makes everybody angry at each other. It doesn't really need anything beyond that, but it's a great character episode, and yeah, that's about it. I can't really say anything because nothing happens aside from people venting, and it still works. It doesn't do anything else. It's far from being a detriment. I prefer episodes which are less actiony and more in-depth. This is probably why I preferred episode 3 over episodes 4 and 5 as well. So yeah, what can I say? I'm happy this show is delivering. But next episode is going to be a Miss Quill focused one, because we're going to get to see what she was doing concurrently to this episode. Am I using concurrently properly? I'm not sure. This episode is concurring with this one, so it's happening at the same time, and it's focusing on Miss Quill. So I'm really looking forward to that, because my favourite interactions of Miss Quill have been without any of the main cast. Her and the Inspector in episode 2, her and her sister in episode 3, her and the new headmistress in episodes 4 and 5. Even I'm legit curious to find out the meaty parts about her. Wait, that sounds wrong. I'm really curious to get inside her more. No, wait. I want her to step on my face and call me This is a mistake. What I mean to say is that I really like her as a character, and I hope to get to know more about her even more next episode without any pervy jokes on the side. I still can't believe that they spent a two-parter in the middle of the series as opposed to a climactic episodes towards the end. I was expecting them to have a two-parter in the last two, like 7 and 8, because that's been a very Doctor Who staple. But, okay. Bring it, Patrick Ness, bring it.